When you're paddling down the river and you spot a big breaking wave or a hole, there's no point in just dropping into a side surf and then doing some kind of moves. You might as well do an entry move. Now, entry moves will use the foam pile of the wave or hole, kind of like a ski ramp for jumping out of the water. The first move is the front loop. The prerequisite for this move is that you can actually do a loop in a hole already. The front loop is incredible as an entry move. It's simple really. You paddle down towards the strongest part of the hole, and then you initiate your bow in the green water before you hit the hole. And you try to turn so the foam pile is going to hit square on the back or the hull of your boat. Now your goal is to try to get your stern just over top of the foam pile, which is usually about a 45-degree elevation. When you feel the kick from the impact of your hull hitting the foam pile, throw the loop exactly like you would after you get launched up in a regular loop. The next entry move we're going to cover is the back loop. Now the back entry loop is quite fun too. Now here's how you do it. Number one, you have a choice of initiating the stern by squirting into the foam pile on the back sweep or the squirt stroke, or you can do a forward sweep to lift the bow over the foam pile. Both of them actually work quite well. Now once your bow hits the foam pile and is rising up, you're going to use the standard back loop technique for completing the loop. The timing for getting the bow on the foam pile is simply get as close to the foam pile as you can so that when you lift the bow or start your stroke, the bow will lift up and hit the foam pile almost all at the same time. Another entry move, which is done exactly like the front loop in the beginning, is the Space Godzilla. You start off by initiating just like you would for the entry front loop. The only difference is you finish off the move. Instead of tucking for a front loop, you drop an edge and do a stern initiation stroke. This works particularly well if the hole isn't all that retentive. The non-retentive holes you tend to flush out on a front loop often, but with the Space Godzilla, the stern initiation stroke allows you to take a forward stroke when you land it. You're more likely to stick it. The next entry move is very unique and it's quite cool. I first saw this move in Africa where Steve Fisher showed me. It was a few years ago. It's a beautiful move to watch when it's done right. The move is called the Reentry. There's many options for the reentry. You can do a barrel roll in the air, or you can do more of an up and down move that looks like an aerial cartwheel. If you want to do the barrel roll technique, you're going to hit the hole at about a 45-degree angle coming from the side. Then you're going to sweep the bow up in the foam pile, like when you're doing the back loop technique, but you're not going to get the bow pointed straight downstream. You're going to let it stay in an angle. As soon as your bottom of your boat hits the foam pile, it's going to kick you and try to roll you upstream. You simply tuck on the back deck and go with the roll. It's essentially an aerial barrel roll. The other technique to do the re-entry is more like a cartwheel. You approach the hole at the same angle, at about a 45-degree angle, but this time when you sweep your bow on the foam pile, go ahead and sweep it almost all the way straight downstream, just like you would for a back loop. Now when your bow goes straight up in the air, reach back with a bow initiation stroke, boom, throw the bow down, and it looks like you're going up, turning in the air, and re-entering back in. Quite cool.